Two smart speakers walked into our studio. One of them brought Gemini, the other brought a smaller woofer and a higher price tag. We're going to talk about both of them. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Born Sharp, where we review tech so you don't have to Google it. Well, unless it's a Google product, then you still might have to Google it. Today, two smart speakers, two mini reviews, one video. Links in the description. First up, the brand new Google Home speaker, which is part of the biggest Google Home update in almost a decade. And yes, I know we say that every year, but this time Google actually brought receipts. Then we're tackling the new Amazon Echo Studio 2026, which is rounder, smaller, and somehow costs more. Amazon pulled a reverse supersize on us and kept the price. Love the confidence. Drop a comment before we even start. Are you Team Google or Team Alexa? We want to see the battlefield in real time. Let's go. We need you to understand something. Google Assistant has been the voice assistant equivalent of that one coworker who's technically still employed but hasn't done anything useful since 2021. You know the one. Meanwhile, Alexa's over here controlling smart homes, Siri somehow still has a job, and Gemini, Google's own AI, is out here having full conversations, writing code, and probably filing your taxes. And Google Assistant is like,
I found some results on the web for that.
So Google finally did what we all knew had to happen. They retired Google Assistant from every home speaker and replaced it with Gemini. Full AI conversational, contextually aware. It's like when a sports team finally benches the veteran who's been slowing them down and puts in the rookie everyone's been hyped about. Except in this case, the rookie already won 3 championships somewhere else. Here's the shift. Old Google Assistant was like talking to a vending machine. You had to press the exact right buttons in the exact right order or you got nothing. Hey Google, turn off the ceiling light in the living room, the one on the left. Gemini, you just talk to it like a human. Turn off the ceiling lights but leave the lamps on. Done. No negotiating. No standing in the dark wondering what you did wrong. Want to know the best time for a backyard barbecue this weekend? Don't ask the weather app. Don't check your calendar. Just ask Gemini. It'll cross-reference your schedule and the forecast and say,
Hey, it's gonna rain Saturday, Friday evening's your window.
Your smart speaker just became your personal assistant, an actual one, not the fake title we've been giving these things for years. Here's our personal favorite. You can ask for a song using only the lyrics you kind of remember. No artist, no title, just play that song that goes something, something, fire, something dancing, and it finds it. This is life-changing for me specifically because my brain treats song titles like optional information. You can say, add everything I need to make beef stroganoff to my shopping list, and it builds the whole list. You can ask for a boil timer, and it might ask how many eggs you're doing before setting the right time. Follow-up questions from a speaker in 2026. Then there's Gemini Live, and this is where it stops feeling like a feature and starts feeling like something genuinely different. You say, let's chat, and it enters full conversation mode, back and forth, no commands. You can interrupt it mid-sentence. It doesn't get offended, it just incorporates what you said and keeps going. It's like talking to a very patient, very knowledgeable friend who never checks their phone while you're speaking. The head of Google Home said he uses it for bedtime stories with his kids. They throw random objects at it, and Gemini builds the story around them live. Is that a product feature, or is that just pure dad magic? Honestly, both. Gemini Live is available on the Nest Audio Nest Hub 2nd generation and the Nest Hub Max, but the broader Gemini experience, the context awareness, the natural conversations, the beef stroganoff list that hits every current Google speaker as a free upgrade. Your old hardware just got smarter overnight. When's the last time that happened? The new Google Home speaker can pair with your Google TV streamer as a home theater audio setup. Stereo pair, TV audio through the speakers. Like a soundbar, except it's two $99 spheres that also answer your questions and control your house. They were listening, not to our conversations, allegedly, but to our feedback. And sometimes that's enough. Nest Aware is now called Google Home Premium, $10 a month for standard, $20 for advanced. Here's the good part, if you're already paying for Google AI Pro or Google One, they're folding Home Premium into those plans. You might not pay extra. In 2026, a tech company saving you money is basically a viral event. $99, Gemini out of the box, 360-degree sound, fires in all directions like it's trying to hit every corner of the room. home theater pairing, 4 color options, and software upgrades rolling out to every existing Google Home speaker for free. This isn't just a new product, it's a statement that Google Home is back in the conversation. I'm giving it a strong 8.5 out of 10. Pending real-world testing, because a demo in a controlled room and a Tuesday morning when you're half asleep asking it what's in your fridge are very different energy levels. But if you're in the Google ecosystem, this is the most excited we've been about this platform in years, and we're the crew who never left, so that means something. Alright, we crossed the aisle. Amazon, the Echo Studio 2026, $219. It's smaller than the last one. Let's talk about it. The old Echo Studio was a big cylinder, commanding, took up counter space in a way that said, I am a speaker, respect me. The new one is a sphere, a compact fabric-covered sphere that looks like if a Sonos and an Echo had a baby and then put it on a diet. It's 1.63 kilos, same great fabric finish as before, and honestly it's kind of charming sitting on a desk. The light ring moved to the front so you can actually see when it's listening, which is either a helpful UX improvement or a reminder to watch what you say, depends on your perspective. Colors, black or graphite, which is also black. For those of you hoping for something a little more expressive, Amazon heard you and decided not to care, maybe in a future colorway. Maybe never. The void awaits. One thing that's gone and won't be coming back, the 3.5mm audio jack. Wired connections are officially not Amazon's problem anymore. Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, full stop. Press F in the comments if you had a wired setup you loved. Sound quality. And we want to be honest here because this is actually more complicated than it sounds good or it sounds bad. The old woofer was 5¼ inches. The new one is 3¾ That's like trading a subwoofer for a really confident mid-range driver. The physics are what they are. For vocals, podcasts, audiobooks, acoustic music, genuinely excellent. Crisp, clear, detailed. Pop and hip hop sounds really solid. There's a surprising punch of bass for something this size. People report feeling floor vibrations at full volume. For a sphere you could almost palm, that's impressive. Rock, metal, anything dense and layered. Here's where it gets muddy. The elements start blending together like a smoothie you didn't mean to make. Vocals get lost. If your music taste skews heavy, the speaker will humble you. But here's a moment of credit. The built-in mics are outstanding. At full ear-splitting volume, it still caught a voice command clean. That's like having a conversation at a concert and being perfectly understood. Good engineering. And yes, Dolby Atmos and Sony 360 audio are both supported. For movies or music with a stereo pair, it's a genuinely immersive experience. Just know that a stereo pair runs you over $400, so budget accordingly. Now, let's want to talk about something that's printed right on the side of the box. Alexa Plus, Amazon's new AI-powered conversational natural language assistant, the version that's supposed to go toe-to-toe with Gemini. Free-flowing conversations, real context awareness, the whole thing. It's currently US only. No international date, no UK rollout, no timeline for most of the world. They put it on the box anyway, like a restaurant menu item that's subject to availability. Except the menu item is the entire reason you came to the restaurant. To be clear, regular Alexa is still solid. Smart home control, music, timers, all the basics work great. But I did ask it about a recent football match, and it gave me a confident, detailed answer about a game from 2 months ago, so Alexa is doing its best. Bless its heart. Alexa Plus, when it arrives globally, could genuinely change the game for Echo users. The potential is real. The availability, currently theoretical for a lot of people. Setup is painless. Plug in, open the app, follow the steps, done in 5 minutes. Amazon has always been good at onboarding, and nothing about that has changed. If you can set up a printer, and I know some of you can't, no judgment, you can set up this speaker. One thing to note, no built-in battery. It's a plug-in speaker. Want to take it to the patio? You will need an extension cord and a slightly different mindset about what portable means. Here's where we land. The Echo Studio 2026 is a well-built, good-sounding speaker for most of what people use a smart speaker for. Alexa handles the everyday stuff reliably. The design is cleaner and more compact. For pop, hip-hop, vocals, and casual listening, it sounds great. The trade-offs are real though. It's smaller and more expensive than its predecessor. The headphone jack is gone, and Alexa Plus, the feature that's supposed to be the main event, isn't available to a big chunk of buyers yet. If you're already deep in the the Alexa ecosystem and your home is wired for Echo, this is still a very solid speaker. I'd just say wait for a sale, Amazon always has them, and let Alexa Plus actually roll out before pulling the trigger on it as your reason to upgrade. 7.5 out of 10, good hardware. Timing is just a little awkward. Wrapping up, 2 speakers. 2 ecosystems. 2 very different bets on where voice AI is going. For the Google folks, Gemini's the real story here. Not just the speaker, not just the hardware. The fact that your existing devices are waking up with a completely different brain is genuinely exciting. This isn't a refresh, it's a rethink. For the Alexa fans, the Echo Studio still sounds fantastic for most use cases, and when Alexa Plus fully arrives everywhere, that conversation is going to be a lot more interesting. The hardware is ready, the software just needs to show up. I'm not here to tell you which team to be on. That's what the comment section is for, and we fully expect it to get spicy. Google fans, Alexa fans, the 3 people still using Cortana, this is your arena. Comment below, which one are you buying, which one are you skipping, and what would it take to switch sides? Does Gemini change your answer? Like the video if this helped, subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you in the next one.